extreme narcissist, and he's also...
You keep interrupting me. You're very rude. Are you black?
I apologize.
I apologize
to you.
I'm giving you a hard time, but I do
want to finish my
point. I do want to finish my point about Ye. He is the guy who, when I was with him, wanted to make sure that everybody was heard. Everybody felt included. He's actually a very soft-spoken guy, very polite, and by the way, not violent. When you look at all the rappers that are in the music game, many of them, especially from Chicago, drill rap, they're talking about killing people, shooting people, they gangbang. He notably, if you know about him, he got his start because he was a nerd. He wore a backpack and a polo, and he wasn't a gangbanger. He rapped about his feelings and girls and his dreams and his ambitions. So, no, and by the way, he would tell me all the time, he doesn't even feel black. They make him feel not black because he doesn't do those things, because he's soft-spoken, because he's artistic, because he's a bit of a nerd or likes fashion. So I would disagree. He's actually not like that at all.
He's also a Hitler-loving...
Try not to be like one of the sick, crazy people.
Commercial break here.
Try to save yourself before it's too late. Don't glorify murder or even like it. You're sick. You're very sick.
Your favorite part?
Throw it as hard as you want. Go on.
Hello?
Watching it zip away feels like it might just keep going, right?
Angel Studios are back.
Hello?
Do y'all want to keep listening? I don't know if anybody's there, if it's just me. Okay, it's just me.
With a new must-see documentary.
I'm listening. It's fascinating.
Dr. Fauci. You're going to hear a lot more about First, digs into the origins of COVID-19, a possible bio-arms race with China, and claims about this.
Oh, Julian, I also didn't know you were Jewish and you converted to Islam. Wow, it's really surprising. I had no idea you were Jewish, Julian. But also, I had no idea you were a Muslim, though. Wow, it's just, I guess I didn't really know the real Julian. I just thought you were a psychopath. Now I know you're a psychotic as well. Congratulations. Psychotic psychopath.
Become a member, stream Thank You Dr. Fauci, and be part of the conversation demanding truth and accountability. Okay, back with Nick Fuentes. Let's just turn to anti-Semitism. In your interview with Stephen Crowder last week, you answered emphatically that you don't hate all Jews. Is that correct? That's your position?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to play you this clip.
Well, I don't hate any Jews. Let me just amend that. I don't hate any Jews.
Okay. Let's play this clip.
The reason I added is because my opposition to world Jewry and Israel is rooted in absolute, uncontestable fact. We have the truth on our side. That's why we're winning. Because we are telling the truth about the historical antagonism between Jews and Europeans, between Jews and Christians. The theological, historical, racial, cultural, and political antagonisms between organized Jewry and the Christians, organized Jewry and Europeans. And the reason that we are winning that argument is because it's real, it's true. I can prove it, I can show you, I can name the names, I can show you the paper trail, the money. That is why we're winning. That is why all of this is raising the consciousness.
When you...
I just want to be clear. Nowhere in that clip does he say he hates Jews, and yet he uses that clip, and he says nothing like that compares to...
Scarface, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares about your opinion. Put Nick Fuentes back on, Scarface.
YouTube does. That's why I said it. Just for YouTube. I would, but I don't have mod.
Just kick him. Go fuck yourself, Simon, you disgusting little fucking dandruff flake. Abby, did you like it that I called her Scarface? That's my new nickname for her. Just keep calling her Scarface all the time.
Do you take issue with it? Do you have a problem with that?
Clarify what you mean by it.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. The gaslighting's crazy because I use that expression on my show all the time. I say organized Jewry, world Jewry. And do you know that for like 30 years, the World Jewish Congress has an annual keynote called the State of World Jewry? Mary Weiss has given it. You can look it up. It's on YouTube. She gives the State of World Jewry address.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, you have to talk about, there's a concept of Jewish peoplehood. It's the sense that they are part of a common nationality, a common tribe, a common people. And so where they reside in Israel, the United States, or Europe, or elsewhere, they see each other above or maybe on a different level alongside their nationality, their state, wherever they reside. If they're in Germany, France, the United States, they see themselves as part of a transnational nation, of an international nation. The Jews in America, the Jews in Israel, they identify as Israeli or American, but they also have something in common. They identify as part of a common nation, which I would say there's
the name range in it.
People come to his truck, and then it was asking.
Then freedom is one of my key things that I value.
Yo, happy birthday, Stella! Congratulations, girl! Happy birthday!
It's your birthday party. What'd you get her? She wanted everybody to cash out her $100. So
I want to tell her the truth of the earth and let her know that at birth, when you're from the earth, the truth of the earth is always going to be communication.
No, that's fun.
Hello? Happy birthday, Stella! Congratulations, baby. You made it.
Hey, man, stop being a fucking creep faggot.
Creep faggot, man. You're the one on the bus molesting little girls. They kicked me.
You want to fight? I hear to my mouth. You want to fight? Fight Bradley Eggs. You don't want to fight?
Hello?
Outside the eggs. You don't want to fight? Sittiness.
Hello?
Fight Bradley Eggs. You don't want to fight? Extra Bradley running to fight.
Hello?
You don't want to jump ass right? Extra Bradley and one your run ass right? Extra Bradley extra the one ass right? You don't have no ass.
Hello?
That's the only bitch bitch that I know, and we had no problems, bitch. If you're not coming to get up with me, don't talk nothing to me, bitch. Fuck you talking about?
Hello? Hello?
No, because the crazy thing is they saying I'm running from Bradley X. I don't even know no ex of his, but Honey dated him.
Particular the number of Jewish people who were murdered by the Nazis. It's been said that you believe no more than several 100,000 have been killed. I want to play you this clip.
People talk about, well, what about the gas chambers? Well, to the extent that that's real, I find that hard to believe, but to the extent that's real, there have been atrocities committed, genocides committed, in all times and all places. Let's acknowledge why gas is make 6 million.
Yeah, every job.
Certainly would be 5 years, right? The math doesn't seem to add up.
To say that, I don't know.
Black Friday gift.
Wait, did you guys watch the Pierce Morgan
Alright.
contest video?
Every night, like I do.
I think it may be 7 million.
Ryan, do you like next one?
6 million, something like that.
You can see this is really
official narrative. And I think that's really the more interesting conversation, which is in the West. It's actually done a disservice. If your goal, and I'm not saying you as Piers Morgan, but if your goal, if you're an advocate for awareness about this, if your goal is to convince everybody that this is the way the Holocaust happened, I think the last thing you want to do is say that everyone that disagrees is in jail and not allowed to say it. So there's really been a debate on the subject since these scholarships started being produced about 60 years ago.
There is no debate to be had about the number of people who were murdered. Even the Nazis in the trials after the war.
That's it. Yeah.
They don't argue with a woman, bitch.
The amount of
You don't never want to talk to no man. What do you want to argue with a woman? Hold on. So I'm about to go bring.
The amount of documentation who was saved
Yeah,
and used for trials and historical record is unprecedented in the history of mass slaughter of human beings. So we have a very clear idea of how many people were gassed to death in the gas station. We have a very clear
We know how many people died in Gaza.
were kept in ghetto.
Right.
you quibble with the number of Jews who died in the Holocaust. And for the record, just to confirm what I think you told me, you do now accept that at least 6 million Jews.
He ignored his entire argument.
Well, no, I said it could be. It could even be higher than
Well, it could be higher. That is
I think
true.
it's at least.
But
I
you
think
said
you're right.
at
It's at least. Oh, it's at least 6 million. But
Okay.
it could be 100
Well,
times
people
more
are
than
going to be
that.
okay. But people
Oh,
are going to be
times
Let me respond to the rest of your question.
Sure.
What you're saying, I understand where you're
That's
coming
why I know he's trolling him.
It has been documented,
Where's
and
the
there
troll?
That's
are
what I'm saying,
confessions and so
Joe. Yeah,
on.
that's what I'm saying. It's
It speaks
No,
for
no.
itself. But you don't see, your show is called Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Yeah.
But the United Kingdom is censored, and Europe is censored. And if you talk about these things, you will be put in jail in many countries. And I think that's where a lot of people start to say, well, if the truth is so clear and if there's such overwhelming evidence, why do you need to throw people in jail for disagreeing? And you yourself said, well, there is no debate. I think everything is debatable. I think everything at least should be debated. And if the evidence is very one-sided, let the evidence speak. Don't throw people in jail. So do you think that Holocaust denial laws should be overturned?
I don't particularly agree with Holocaust denial laws. I don't think people should be imprisoned.
Okay.
Well, because I have a blanket view now, which has evolved slightly actually over the years, that I have a blanket view that speech should not be criminalized.
Uh-oh, you're going to get in trouble for that.
Say, and they
Yeah, he can't say that.
As they say, if you have an employer, they can make a view about whether you are the right kind of person they want for their employment, as they will make a decision about anything else you do in life. So I actually believe that speech should never be criminalized. It's my personal view. I understand why in places like Germany, they have strong laws about it because they want to move on from what they believe was the most shameful moment in their history. I understand that.
You
do I want
understand
that in my
my
country? No. Am I appalled by what has been going on with free speech in the United Kingdom?
Wait, you know what, Simon?
Absolutely.
He's not used to free speech
People have been
being a Brit, so.
the stuff they put on social media. Right, so yeah, I do. I think what is more interesting to me about our exchange is I was not expecting you to go the opposite way. I was not expecting you to be so emphatic that at least 6 million Jews.
He missed 100 times more.
Yeah, he
Well,
was being sarcastic. He's definitely trolling him.
No, he's 100 times more.
Yeah, that's how you know he's trolling him.
But he didn't even pick up on it, missed it.
You have a reputation for being, if not a Holocaust denier, for somebody constantly questioning in a downward way the number of Jews who were murdered. That doesn't appear to be what your position is now.
No, and here's what I would like to see for my entire career. When I started my show, it started with a good faith inquiry, where I was questioning a lot of these narratives, and I said, what is the answer on the other side? But what I found is that the answer was criminalized. So when you would talk about anything regarding Jews, Israel, the Holocaust, you could be in favor of the official narrative on those things. If you went against, you were banned, censored, and in some countries jailed. And so I actually haven't made up my mind on that because that's not really a matter of interest to me. And there's a lot of analysis and scholarship on both sides of the issue. And I've read both sides of the issue. And honestly, unfortunately, it's hard to judge because there's never been a debate on it. And there's never been a debate because of the stigma, because of the censorship. And I think that leads a lot of people to say, well, what do they have to hide? Because you can say on your show, well, I'm personally against Holocaust denial laws, yet they still persist and the social consequences still persist. And I think that is the anomaly. And people have to wonder, okay, why is it that way? And what I said in that clip is the reason the Holocaust casts a long shadow is because of the organized Jewry. That is what they always fall back on.
Whoa.
Cannot be talked about.
When you say that too much, you interrupt it. David?
I'm going to start making the
Lester,
debate that it's 7 million and then anyone that says it's less.
They're there.
Or it could be 100 times bigger.
and no other tragedy is treated that way, and no other ethnic group has a get out of jail free card. Just play that. Anti-Semitism and Holocaust, you can do whatever you want and defend all your actions. That's the part that people are getting upset with. That's the problem.
I don't know any right-minded person who believes that Jewish people weaponized the Holocaust.
I didn't realize I had crazy.
I don't know anybody.
You know anyone that does that?
Okay.
Well, there are some people that do it now. Particular generalization. You know, the truth is that most Jewish people have lost relatives. I want to play you two clips. One is where you talk about Adolf Hitler.
That's the whole.
Anything is the trick is how to tell him that is literal BS. He said he had revelation.
Hitler was a pedophile and
so-
kind of a pagan. It's
Let me know, Princess has been.
So, you know, time to grow up. We're not children anymore. Am I right? Am I right, boys? Am I right? Let's go. He was also really fucking.
That's a totally different name.
Hitler was not cool.
I don't know how you got it.
Gotcha. I don't watch Triumph of the Will.
Yeah, and when we say that there are incarnational realities, and every time I said God manifested in the incarnation,
And I'm tired of pretending.
Bro.
Well,
To be honest.
this is the problem, you see. It's a bit like when you just say, I'm a racist. You're a racist, you think Hitler's cool, but you're not anti-Semitic. If you're a Jewish person watching this, what are they thinking? I'll tell you what they're thinking, because I've got a friend of mine called Danny Finkelstein, who...
Little Danny.
He's a Times journalist in the UK, very eminent journalist.
Finkelstein.
Book about his family's experiences at the hands of Hitler and Stalin, because you also told Tucker Carlson that you admire Stalin. But let's just take what Danny said here.
Hi Piers, it's Danny Finkelstein here. As you're interviewing Nick Fuentes, you might try suggesting it's my book, Hitler Stalin Perhaps from Two Roads to Home in the United States. Since he says he's on Team Hitler, you might like to ask him about the fact that Hitler arrested my mom.
There's 7 keys to the great game.
My grandmother's
Being in
so
one
my
and
great
one.
aunt took the gas
First let the body of the
cousin. My grandmother and my father sat down at these. One hour.
Exactly.
Daniel Nero!
They deserve that.
Let's
not blame the victim.
ask him.
Daniel Nero's going around as John Kitover nowadays.
Are you saying she's
Welcome to the show, Fox. Nick. I've been listening to the Nick Fuentes and the Pierce Mulligan interview. Have you heard it, Daniel?
What up? How are you, man?
I'm good. I'm sitting here digesting cheese pizza cooked medium well with garlic. It was so delicious. Oh,
I thought you were gonna get it well done, dude.
I did get it medium well. Welcome back to the show, Daniel. Did you like our segment with John Lee earlier?
Yeah, it was fucking fantastic as usual. Fuck yeah. John Lee is just, you really won him over, dude. He's really
Could you imagine winning over Darth Dawkins? That is the hardest man in the world to win over. It's immediate shutdown every time. That's the ultimate gong show. The Darth Dawkins show is actually just the gong show.
Yeah, man. He's very quick to the very quick to fucking boot people though. That gong goes off quick.
Yeah. State your world position and then I'm gonna kick you. That's the show basically.
Where the fuck is Fatima? What's she up to?
Fatima's probably taking a break because, you know, she went so hard for multiple days and then she's probably like, these fucking guys are like creating rooms with my name. I should take a break. It's getting way too serious. Plus she has a brother with a heroin addiction, so, you know, maybe she is nursing her brother. I listened to some of your interview last night and then eventually I went to sleep, but I did let it run, so you've been caught in my YouTube web of despair. Somewhere amongst thousands of videos is Daniel Nero having a one-on-one.
I'm honored. I was hoping that I saw you in there. I hope you were hoping you were recording. I hope it was good content. I I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I don't know, dude. Oh,
Wait.
pizza's so bad.
Oh man, do you want me to PTR the pizza?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go to the kitchen because I gotta get something to drink.
What do you need to drink? Like water.
I need water, but I'm gonna make myself a cocktail. Gotta find the guy who delivered it. It's like you give him $5 tip, but they're still thinking you're gonna like forget that you tipped and give them cash in the front door. So they kind of like linger a little bit, you know. They're like, and they also take pizza out of the bag slowly. They say, that pizza smells good. And then when there's no cash tip, they walk away very slowly like, motherfucker.
They're double dipping. They're trying to get two.
Yeah, they're
tips.
fuck yeah, dude. If you were a pizza delivery man, every single time you went to that door, you'd have the most optimistic motherfucking attitude in the world.
Oh yeah, dude.
But yeah, the Nick Fuentes interview is pretty interesting. It is interesting because you don't hear a white male perspective on anything. So, that cuts through the matrix very quickly, and thus why so many people are listening to it. But
Oh my god, that looked fantastic, dude.
yeah,
It looks so good.
fucking, oh, dude.
Looks nice and light and crispy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and browned.
Mm-hmm. Garlic. That's the secret. Just garlic. That's it. No meat, just garlic. Your breath is gonna stink, but you're gonna be in paradise. Pizza paradise.
Nick Fuentes, honestly.
Huh?
What's your view on Nick Fuentes, honestly?
Everyone is a hypocrite. He is a hypocrite, and thus, he's no saint. He might be more accurate in his analysis of the situation, which is crime is out of control. There seems to be no solutions to any of our social problems. And it does seem like it's possible that it is accelerating. And in Chicago, they tell us every single day that the crime numbers are down year over year, quarter over quarter. And you're like, no, it's not. No way. Don't believe any of it. So it's not really about what do I think about somebody named Nick. It's really, what am I going to do to optimize my situation? Because Nick is the fox, I want to be the wolf, but I also want to be the fox. I want to be smart as the dove, smart as the snake, as peaceful as the dove. And so Nick Fuentes, because he doesn't have transcendent psychology, and he is such a literalist, he is not providing an education service to his audience. He's providing hate speech. He's not providing peace speech. He's providing fighting, war speeches as opposed to meditation education. He's not playing music. So those are my thoughts on
Fantastic. This is a little tangent, but what do you think of Clubhouse in general? It just doesn't seem it doesn't seem like the most popular or the most traffic or the most lucrative, or why do you like it? What do you like about this platform?
It's free. And it's, when I was in high school, phone to phone or, telephony or VoIP first came out back in like 0001 or maybe even 99, 98. So this is just like the next level of playing games. That's why I like it, because it is a game. It is a communication game. Just like any video game you might put in, download an app on your phone. Some people might try to convince you that you can't record conversations here, that it's illegal. But I would say that this is a video game app, but people don't like the way that I play my video game or use my cell phones. So thus, it makes it even more fun, especially since there's no repercussions. So it's like conditioning people at scale. And that's interesting. And what's also interesting is a lot of these public rooms, you have the ability, like it was prophesized that you would have the ability to communicate with anybody, any celebrity, any politician, etc. That's true on X and Instagram, maybe. Maybe you can at them or message them. But on here, while people are having live conversations, you can come up on stage and hit a bell, say a prayer, talk over people. I mean, it becomes a bang room, but that ability to immediately get into somebody's ear canal is unprecedented. So that's a very unique thing, to be able to be immediately put into somebody's brain. That's remarkable. So to me, it's the ultimate video game, and that's why I keep coming back every day to play this thing as if it was Counter-Strike or StarCraft or Halo or Diablo, whatever those video games are. This is the real video game. This is much more difficult. Yeah.
Do you let people in on your strategy? I know that I've seen a little bit of behind the scenes of your workshop. You got a couple of cell phones set up, or a lot of them. So what's your approach? Dude, I'd love to know what the process is like, and how you're technically how you set it up. And
I use tripods.
Dig into what you're doing, man.
It's all taking place in two offices. One is my upstairs office. One is my downstairs office. Downstairs right now, there's no audio. And up here, I just maximized every single tripod I bought. Right now, there's 15 YouTube lives going. And basically, my organizational approach is, there's no like grand strategy or plan. There's nothing I'm working towards. It's simply organizing. So I want every phone working, and that means I need a cable for every phone. I'm all out of cables, so I can't have any more phones working. I have no more tripods. I have no more phones working. I want to expand my live streaming operation, and I just take it day to day, moment to moment, and I enjoy the process. I'm not rushing anything.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think a lot of people would be intrigued at your process, like just getting a behind the scenes look at behind the curtain, and I think that would be fascinating as fuck. To make a small documentary just showing, what you're up to. I really do think it would be cool. Just the art behind it, Dennis, what's up, Bubba?
Bull Rush! Bull Rush!
Bull Rush, Power Rush, Bull Rush.
Wow, he finally got it.
Get married, right?
I think people should get married. I'm a Christian.
You're basically anti-marriage, really. You've talked about this. You've talked about.
Are we done talking about why genocide and
I'm
marriage?
coming to the same part because you seem very resistant to the idea of marriage. You've never got married. You've talked very scathingly about henpecked husbands. Let's take a look.
That's true. Guys get to a certain age and they're like, you know what? Women suck. Like, they're talking too much. They're not hot anymore. Like, you're fat, you're chubby, you're not as hot as you think you are. You fucking talk too much, you're a bitch.
So we'll obviously get to the brazen misogyny part of that a little later, but
Where was one?
I'm curious on the one hand, there's this terrible genocide going on of white people. On the other hand, you want people effectively to
That literally, and all of that
be so ghastly, so they should presumably procreate.
You're chubby, you're not you are.
I am good by this time.
Actively encouraging men not to associate with these ghastly women, therefore not have any more children. Therefore, you are contributing, Nick Fuentes, to the diminishing white population. There's you people.
I tell my followers to get married all the time. I tell them that it's best for everybody to get married, and I think
as I say, not as I do.
Have sex. I think that's the only listed way as a Catholic is have sex is within marriage.
Why don't you get married?
I'll get married later. It's been difficult for me because people are shooting at me at my house. I don't know that I don't want to have kids and a wife. My wife would be screaming about that. Me, I have to be able to take risks and be able to say these things. It's difficult to bring a family into a life that's like that. But for my followers, I tell them to get married. But what's happening with women?
You literally just told your followers, hang on, in that clip, you literally told followers, women, they get old, they get fat, they get ugly, they get very annoying. So where's the incentive to get married to women? There isn't one. You're extrapolating. Just quoting you back yourself again.
No, but you're extrapolating and saying, well, you say women are annoying, so therefore, what's the incentive? We have to do it in spite of the fact that they are annoying. We have to do it in spite of the fact that they talk too much. We can get them to lose weight. We can put them on peptides. We can get them to the promised land. It's going to be... Oh, you should see my DMs. It's quite the opposite. They're called the Coy Bets. And I'm actually batting them away. Granted, not all of them are attractive. Some of them are attractive.
Just to clear up one of the many things are you actually attracted to women?
I am attracted to women.
Is he gay? Ryan?
No. But I will say that women are very difficult to be around.
Okay.
So, there's that.
And do you think they should have the right to vote?
You should be
No.
When I need it, I need it.
It's the greatest.
I do not. No, absolutely not.
They should stay at home.
Well, yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Simon, and mute your mic, you fucking rat.
That's all right. For a young guy. I know I'm the boomer here. Actually, you're a 27-year-old dinosaur, aren't you? Aren't you, Nick Fuentes? All women.
I am.
All women are annoying. All women grow old. They all get fat. Says the guy. Have you ever had sex?
That he just said that means that he knows he's a little
says the guy who's never got laid.
That's the thing, though. You boomers, it's
You think
always
you're an expert in women?
free love.
You've never got laid?
Yeah, we are going back to the Stone Age. You're absolutely right. This, you're talking about empathy, and your kids are empathetic, and they would never laugh at a joke about the Holocaust, and you're a misogynist. You're a simp yourself. You're totally henpecked. That's the problem. So yeah, we are going back.
Play another clip of yours about women.
A lot of women want to be raped, and when I say raped, I mean like, that sounds bad when I say it like that, but there's like a lot of women that really want a guy to beat the shit out of them, but also they have to pretend, but part of it is they have to pretend like they don't.
You think women want to be raped, Nick?
Can you confirm that, Nora?
That's what the studies show, Piers. That's what these statistics
That's what you
say.
believe.
They have fantasies. I don't think that they want to actually get raped, but there's a study out there. Get ready for this. It says 62% of women have rape fantasies. And if you read anything that they're reading, if you watched what they're watching, what do you think 50 Shades of Grey is about? What do you think Twilight is about? I mean, that's just true.
You think women want to have the shit beat out of Fountainhead?
Ooh. Yeah, and it's very disturbing, but it's true.
Do you think your views on women might change if you actually ever had a relationship with one or had sex and actually had a proper relationship? I mean, people say the reason you're so angry about women is you're basically an incel.
I'm not angry about it.
You sound very angry. You sound very, very angry about women. They get
I'm passionate. It's an issue
You're
I'm passionate about.
You're sounding very bitter about women, as if women have done a terrible disservice to you. But when you don't have relationships, you don't have sex, when are they doing these terrible things to you that's made you so hateful towards women? I'm really curious.
Was that?
Shut the fuck up, Simon!
I was laughing. I said they want men to beat the shit out of them, and that's just true. I mean, when you look at the state of modern women, all they do is lay in their bed, doom scroll. They're chilling out. They're getting a little fat.
That's only because I'm a lost cause now.
They're getting a little heavy. And any guy that is playing the field these days will tell you that. I mean, and I know a lot of the Chads. I am an incel. I'm friends with a lot of Chads, like Bradley Martin, Clavicular. They agree with me.
Oh yeah,
you know, there's sort of like this alliance between
Oh my god, that guy.
sex and the guys that get the most sex. We know what women
I know
are.
he's
It's
like
the
that.
guys in the middle. Guys like you in the middle. It's the beta male orbiters that say, she's amazing, you're a misogynistic pig. Because I don't know what that is. I guess.
Well, come on, let me explain to you what I think it is. I think when a 27-year-old guy who's never got laid, never had a meaningful relationship with a woman, says that women shouldn't be allowed to vote, they should stay at home, that all they do is fantasize about being raped and being beaten up, that's what they want, that they're annoying, that they get fat, that they get ugly.
Can you mute Simon's mic, please?
You may not understand it, because your knowledge of women is so incredibly tiny, but actually, you are the embodiment of a misogynist. It couldn't be clearer. And if I was
Hello?
deep-rooted misogyny of some of the actual boomers I know, yeah, here you are, 27 years old, and most of the current studies show that a lot of men are really disenfranchised from society, no longer have physical relationships with women if they've ever had them, never associate with women, and build up instinctively misogynist views about women. And I fear you're in that position. You're just a bit of a lonely guy who wants to get laid and can't for whatever reason. And it's made you bitter about women. And I don't know where that's come from, but it's fascinating.
No, see, here's the thing. First of all, you're very caught up in the labels. It's always, you're a racist, you're a misogynist.
You said you were a racist.
Nothing to me. Well,
You gave yourself,
can I respond?
You gave yourself the label.
What is this?
You said, I am a racist. I didn't give you the label.
Okay.
You said, Nick Fuentes, I am a racist.
Calm down. Calm down.
Did you or didn't
It's
you?
okay.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So
here's
I
the
didn't
thing.
give you the label. You did.
Why are you yelling at me?
Because you're trying
Why
to
are you
infer
screaming at me?
something that didn't happen. You said, I gave you the label of being a racist. No, you did. You said,
Oh, Narmo.
racist. You gave
Oh,
yourself the
Narmo
label.
somewhere, I don't know.
You're gonna have to tone it down a little, all right? You're gonna have to bring it down a notch and relax. This is just an interview, okay? Please calm down. All I said is you're hung up. I didn't say you gave me that. Maybe I did.
You did.
But here's what I mean. What I mean is you're just hung up on saying, I'm proving you're a misogynist. Okay, you're a racist. Okay, you denied the Holocaust. And I'm not about the labels,
You
man.
didn't deny
I'm
the
just
Holocaust.
past that.
As I said to you, look, Nick, as I said to you, I just wanted to go over the stuff that you know everyone uses out there about you and get you to respond. And we are getting, I think, a long way in this interview. Right? You didn't deny the Holocaust. You accepted there's been a Holocaust of at least 6 million Jews.
I'm a maximalist. I'm a Holocaust.
That is significant. You
I think
did
it's more.
You did admit you're a racist, and you have spelled
That's
out
true.
a thought process about women, which is the purest definition of misogyny that I've ever seen. And you said you're not gay. We're getting somewhere.
Didn't say I hate
Yeah. Well, look, and I own the labels, okay? But I just don't care that much about that.
That's
I
right.
feel like the whole
I'm not saying
this
you
is
have-
like a weird.
I'm not saying you
Yeah,
have
go
to
ahead.
care, Nick. You don't have to care about any of it. I promise you. Right? That's not why I got you on the show. I wanted to give you a fair crack, which I think I have. We've gone over a lot of stuff. We've got a bit more to go on. I genuinely don't think I've ambushed you with anything you couldn't have been expecting.
No.
I don't think I've been overtly hostile. In fact, when you've asked me to calm down, I've calmed down. I don't want to have a hostile, angry, shouty match with you. I simply want you to spell out exactly what you've meant about all these things, and people can then be the judge of them. So let's take another break, and we'll come back and talk about Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and others.
Hello?
It's peak time for online shopping sprees, but that also means it's peak time for hackers and data brokers who steal your information online. The solution is very simple. Use ExpressVPN to shut them down. Top tier encryption. But you've grown increasingly.
Simon, what are you thinking about this subjectionist debate conversation, Simon?
I'm just thinking that you gotta shut the fuck up, John.
Jesus, Simon, no profanity, please.
We played this game in the first term. We're 10 years in.
Hello?
And you still have these people, I hate to say it, but they're
Relax.
just in denial. And they're like, okay, everybody, let's all go on Twitter and let's tell Trump, don't screw over your voters. Okay. Hey, Trump, don't hire John Radcliffe in the CIA. Like, what are we doing? We lost. It's over. The time to make demands was during the election when he needed the votes. He's a lame duck president. He doesn't need anything from us.
The Bull Rush
He's not
King
even
is
on
here.
Twitter. He's on Truth Social. So what are you talking about? We're going to all rally and tell him, don't hire yet another neocon?
Now, over the weekend, you posted this on X. You said performative cruelty is the perfect phrase to characterize the Trump admin and the mood of the MAGA movement. In order to compensate for his compromises and failures, Trump has to fall back on mean-spiritedness to appeal to the basest instincts of his followers. It's really sad. I mean, do you think you're the best person, Fuentes, to lecture people about performative cruelty?
Why? Are you accusing me of being cruel? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
How am I cruel?
You're cruel about black people. You're cruel about women. I mean, you're cruel about a lot of people, and you're very performative.
Okay. I don't think I'm performative. If anything, everyone else is performative. I'm authentic. You know, whatever you want to say about me, it's real. It's from the gut. But yes, I do think it's performative. And what I mean by that is, you know, when they're doing the deportations, they know the deportations are not where the base wants them to be. They deported, the figures are disputed, but from my data, it's 300,000 in the year, which is not a massive deportation. They know the base is unhappy with that. So what do? The deportations that they are carrying out, they do a big spectacle and they arrest everybody and they film it and they put a hype at it, and there's a meanness in there. They played that song, I think from Sabrina Carpenter or something, and they make it a joke, they make it glib, and they do that because they're not delivering on the promise, so they compensate by doing it meaner, edgier, more mean-spirited, so that the base will overlook the fact that it's not happening. And I think that's by definition performative cruelty. You can call me a hypocrite, but it's definitely true about what they're doing in the administration.
You went to see Trump at Mar-a-Lago with Ye for dinner. What was that like?
It was very interesting. They're my two heroes. Ye is my hero. Trump is my hero. Even though he's very disappointing, I still a personal hero of mine. And he's a remarkable person. It was a great conversation. We got along pretty well. He liked me. I liked him. It was a love fest.
I mean, he got attacked afterwards for supping with the white supremacist devil. I mean, do you accept you are a white supremacist?
Well, that's the A.
No, absolutely not.
You don't think white people are superior to black people?
No, I'm a Christian, so I believe everybody is equal before God.
Including women?
Yes.
So you give women equal rights, sir?
No.
Great.
No.
Right, okay. So you just talked a lot of bullshit, didn't you?
Well, no, I mean, I just think the goal was
Why are you
are you a white
like mad about this? No.
You
Women
want women
and
to
men are
treat
different.
equally before God, but you don't want to give them equal rights.
Yeah, because women
Okay,
and men
it's
are
fine.
different.
No,
Do
it's
you
your
believe there are
view.
two genders?
It's your view.
Do you think there's two genders?
I do think there are two genders, yes.
Okay, and so you mean there's distinction. There are two distinct genders.
I think we should all have the same rights to...
Well, if they're meaningfully distinct, biologically distinct, and they have different social and biological roles, I think it would follow that we would treat them a little bit differently in the law.
Do you think the Catholic Church's teachings reflect that?
I do. Yeah, there's
Really?
no female priests. Have you ever seen that?
Do you think that the Catholic Church thinks all women should be deprived of the vote?
Yeah, I think so.
No, they don't.
I think they do, yeah.
You want
You
Sharia
think the
law?
Catholic Church position is women shouldn't be allowed to vote?
I think so, yeah,
No.
but I'm not positive.
No, it's bullshit.
But it should be.
It should be.
There's no cardinals. There's no female cardinals. They have no vote in the papacy.
That's true. And I'm also from Chicago, like the whole. But look, I mean, women. It says in the Bible that women have no authority over men, and they can't teach men, and that's why there's no female priests.
There's a lot of
So I
things in
don't
the
think the
Bible.
Catholic.
I mean, do you think every word of the Bible is sacrosanct?
Well, yeah, it's inspired scripture.
I said all of
I mean,
it is
is this now
all of it is
a
sacrosanct.
theological debate? Well,
You
it
wanna
is
listen to some
Catholic doctrine
philosophy,
that
some
women should
music?
not lead and teach. I mean, you're not interacting with what I'm saying. Why
I've
can't
heard all
women
this
be
already
priests?
There should be.
Okay, well, you're not Catholic. That's not a
I
Catholic
am a
position.
Catholic. Many things I disagree with the Catholic Church.
Bro, this guy is all.
Well, that kind of is contrary because the whole thing is being Catholic, accepting, yes, it's accepting the authority of the.
Being 8 and 1 and 1 in
So yeah, my bad, bro. You gotta learn the code switch when you come over here. You gotta.
bound by the cerements of will, corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great
Seas Pacific swoon.
Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sweet softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs and hangs, hour after hour thy vision, intense and keen, turned inwardness, no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely penned, still every whisper of the wind, so like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, saying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen at last. All these things in one old power, time at the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver sun. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abhor the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great seas Pacific swoop. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs and hangs, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inward amidst no atom of analysis. Sixth, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation, steep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen at last. All these things in one o'erpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss.
Is there any way to get CBD before Undercover Patrol or on Daily Runway?
To rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and strength, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and one in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou makest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy,
Because he's not capable.
and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoop.
You let him steal the election.
Be pure and calm, sweep softly as a well to love bound. To the one love of the profound.
Did you even sue?
Let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought.
All you do is write articles.
Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keep turned inward. Oh, tomorrow and now the sea. 6 on one thought, securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred.
He was not capable, man. You let him steal the election. You didn't sue? You were clown too. All you do is write articles.
Thy meditations deep and strong, save God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen land. Last all these things in one overpower, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high 8 and 1 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoop. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to leave me bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inwardness. Oh, after more than I see, fixed on one thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind, so like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolonged, thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen man. Last all these things in one or part, time like the midnight blossom flower. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayest abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. From sense observe its entity, watch every thought that springs in hands. Hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom of analysis, 6 on the thought securely pinned. Still every whisper of the wind, so a flame straight and stirred. Burn up thy being onward. Next to that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slade and Gertrude, distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one more power. Time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress. Even of this high consciousness, pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. Oh, brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great
Or
gate.
they basically gave her the option to attend or like stadiums that they were.
First, let the body of thee still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst aboard the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy
Justices on the High Court are thinking about today. So the issue is before the court that the president's firing of former federal trade commissioner Rebecca Slaughter needed to come into question. So Slaughter argues that Congress designed the Federal Trade Commission to be bipartisan in investigating corporate mergers and
to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense, observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs and
Daniel.
ends. Hour after hour, thy vigilance into.
Daniel, are you there? Hello? Daniel, come back, Daniel. Daniel! Daniel!
And keen turned inwardness, no atom of analysis. 6 on thoughts securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind.
We come from Uranus. It is a planet in our solar system, the 7th planet from the sun.
Is there one in the United States that you want to mention?
so I think that the idea to say that the president has the power to actually say that he does not have that power.
He doesn't have that power.
Well, Steve, I think that that's the point where we go into the nuance of
He doesn't have. No, sir. I well, then you would make some choices about how you wanted it to go, and I was fine with it. So I thought it was terrific. As a Catholic, you can be one of the Jerusalem Post, It would be very disheartening, yes.
Why?
Because he's our spiritual leader. He's the head of the church. He's the vicar of Christ. Christ. So if he can that would be his partner. And it would depend upon what he would say exactly, but yeah, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that at all.
He condemned you because you've openly admitted to being a racist on this show.
No, this racist, I would be disappointed if he said that, because I think that word racist, it means something different to everybody. And so I think that's just silly. I think that's just semantic.
Have you ever been in love in your life?
It's gay.
Like romantically, no.
Never.
No.
You think that's part of the problem?
What's the problem?
You are in love.
Oh, and what's the way I am? What are you trying to say?
I've given people 2 hours of the way you are. You're unashamed about a lot of it.
He's saying you're gay.
I have a problem. I think I'm cheerful, boisterous. Unlike you, I'm willing to be a little provocative. Well, I guess you're willing to be provocative, but I'm willing to be very provocative, and I'm a free thinker. And I don't like to be tone policed. I don't like to be told about, people are going to tone police and play moral cop about you can't make this joke or you can't make this statement. And I
The fidget bears that tease the thought. Next, let the breath
I would like to know what your national origin is.
easy, regular.
Fucking new season again,
So that thy being be in tune with the great sea specific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm. Sway it softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that spring enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom of analysis, sixth on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and undisturbed, burn up thy being in one word. Nothing's still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation steep and strong. Slaying even God, should he distract thy attention from the chosen act, last all these things in one overpowered. Time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rose afar. O brother of the silver star.
Hello?
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 innate first. Let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the rhythm below. Easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that sprang in hence, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inwardness. No atom of analysis, on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one wordness. Still that ecstasy prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one overpowered. Time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression should, thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere, thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star. There's 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Core frigid thus thou mayst aboard, fidget babes and teaseless thought. Next, let the breath through them be low, easy, regular, and slow, so let thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands, hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inwardness. No atom of medicine. great gate, being made in one and one. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse bridges hast thou mayst aboard, the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath with them be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great seas, Pacific swoon. Let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to lock me bound to the one of the profound. Finally free from sense of surface and tempting. Watch every thought that screams and has sour after all thy vigilance. Into key turned inward mist, nowhere to mob analysis.
Six someone thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and stirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next to that ecstasy prolong, thy meditations deep and strong.
Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Blast all these things in one or power. Time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss. So like a flame free and uncertain, being in one word. Next to that ecstasy, oh, my meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract no attention from the chosen act. Bless all these things in one.
The midnight blossom flowering. This is yet even this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great seas, Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live, be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observed its entity. Watch every thought that springs in heads, hour after hour, thy vigilance intense and keen, turned inward mist, no atom of analysis. Fixed on one thought, securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unspurned, burn up thy being in one word. Next to that ecstasy prolong, thy meditations deep and strong. So they even got you to distract thy attention from the chosen act. Blast all these things in one power. Time, the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression shoot, thy glance to rapture's darkling roots, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of his high consciousness.
Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master, I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. keys to the great gate. Being 8 and 1 and 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow. So that I begin being soon with the great specific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and come sway softly as a will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observance entity. Watch every thought that springs in hence. Hour after hour thy vigilance.
Is that keeping turns and woodness? No, I don't move and another six for one thought. Purely spent, still every whisper of the west.
Like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act.
Last all these things in one power. Time at the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of a will.
Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the fold. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow.
So that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sweep softly as a well to live be bound.
To the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observance entity. Watch every thought that springs and acts. Hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen, turned inwardness. No atom of analysis.
6 on one thought, securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind.
So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till that ecstasy prolong, cutting meditations deep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one hour. Time at the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this. My son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness.
Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here.
keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of the will.
Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow,
So that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound.
to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom of analysis.
Six on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind.
So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next still that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong. Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one o'erpowered, time that the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is yet even in this, my son, thou shalt not do amiss.
If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness.
Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star.
There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will.
Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, sway softly as a well to live be bound. To the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divine be free from sense, observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance. Hour after hour thy vigilance, intense and keen turned inwardness. No atom of analysis. Six on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind.
So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next to that ecstasy prolong, thy meditation steep and strong.
Slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one overpowered, time that the midnight blossom radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in one and 1 in 8. First let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that feeds the thought. Next let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow. So let thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen turned inward miss, no atom of analysis. 6 on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next let that ecstasy prolong thy meditations deep and strong. Saying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one o'erpowered, time that the midnight blossom flowered. The oneness is his, even in this, my son, no shout not to amiss. If thou restrain the expression shown, thy glance to rapture's darkling road, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Pierce to the heart, I leave thee here. Thou art the master I revere. Thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow. So that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third, let thy life be pure and calm, swayed softly as a well-lived be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs in hands, hour after hour thy vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward with no atom of analysis. Someone thought securely, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Still that ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one more time, that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet, even in this my son, though
shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression short, thy glance to
My haircut's still crispy as fuck. I don't even want to lay down. I gotta
name, form, sight, and strength. Even of this high consciousness. Here to the heart I lead thee. Thou art the master of me. Thy radiance that rolls afar, oh brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Course rigid as thou mayst abort, the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Then let the night be pure and calm, sway softly as a well-lit be bound to the one love of the profound, flipping at the thought, divinely free from sense, observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs and hands, hour after hour, our vigilance. Intense and keen, turned inward, miss no atom of analysis. 6 on one thought, securely bent. Still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next till the ecstasy, prolong thy meditations deep and strong, slaying even God should you distract thy attention from the chosen act. Blast all these things in one power time, let the midnight blossom flower. The oneness is hid even in this my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression shoot, thy glance to rapture's darkling mood, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 and 1 and 1 and 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid, thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea's Pacific swoon. Third,
pure and calm, swayed softly as a will to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Faith, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inwardness. No love and no assist, fixed on my thoughts securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prone thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flower, the oneness is yet, even in this my son, though shall not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding then form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Here's to the heart I leave thee here, thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar, O brother of the silver star. There are 7 keys to the great gate, being 8 in 1 and 1 in 8. First, let the body of thee be still, bound by the cerements of will. Corpse rigid thus thou mayst abort the fidget babes that tease the thought. Next, let the breath rhythm be low, easy, regular, and slow, so that thy being be in tune with the great sea specific pure and calm, sweet softly as a well to live be bound to the one love of the profound. Fifth, let the thought divinely free from sense observe its entity. Watch every thought that springs enhance, hour after hour thy vigilance intense and keen turned inwardness. And all assist, fixed on one thought securely pinned, still every whisper of the wind. So like a flame, straight and unstirred, burn up thy being in one word. Next, still that ecstasy prolong thy meditation steep and strong, slaying even God should he distract thy attention from the chosen act. Last all these things in one or power, time that the midnight blossom flowered, the oneness is yet, even in this my son, thou shalt not do amiss. If thou restrain the expression, shoot thy glance to rapture's darkling root, discarding name, form, sight, and stress, even of this high consciousness. Here's to the heart I leave thee here, thou art the master, I revere thy radiance that rolls afar. O brother of the silver star.
Plunge from the height, oh God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to jet, that is cancer, whose sigil is up, this work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfecting itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, oh God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with peace. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. Interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to chaff, that is cancer, whose sigil is up, his work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfected itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, oh God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with peace. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to jet, that is cancer, whose sigil is red, his work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfecting itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, oh God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to Jeff, that is cancer, whose sigil is chance. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfecting itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed and the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, oh God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work. For the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is not that word equal to Jeff, that is cancer, whose sigil is Kent. This work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children love one another. The way to succeed, the way to suck eggs. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man. Plunge from the height, O man, and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power. Abrahadabra is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to death, that is cancer. Whose sigil is cancer, this work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children love one another. The way to succeed, and the way to suck it.
This is the holy hexagram, plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man.
Plunge from the height, O man.
What if that example is conscious of South East and Eastern Chicago
The red
government
triangle is the
because
descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer.
This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. Behold, is not that word equal to children's cancer? Sigil is your gem, this work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own and nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed, and the way to suck it. The way to succeed, and the way to suck it. The way to succeed, and the way to suck it. The way to succeed.
This is the holy hexagram, plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man.
Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with beast.
The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer.
This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence. And behold, is not that word equal to death, that is cancer? Sigil is your gem, this work also eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfect in itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed, and the way to suck it. The way to succeed, and the way to suck it. The way to succeed, and the way to suck it. The way to succeed.
This is the holy hexagram, plunge from the height, O God, and interlock with man.
Plunge from the height, oh man, and interlock with beast.
The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer.
This interchange, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra, is the sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence.
The way to succeed, and the way to suck it.
This is the holy hexagram.
sin to change, the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra. It's sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is that the word equal to chaff that is cancer? Who sees your hands of this work? Oh, so eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfected itself. Little children, love one another. The way to escape. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. Oh, so eats up itself. This is the holy hexagram. Plunge from the idol god and interlock with man. Plunge from the idol man and interlock with beast. The red triangle is the descending tongue of grace. The blue triangle is the ascending tongue of prayer. They seem to change the double gift of tongues, the word of double power, abrahadabra. The sign of the great work, for the great work is accomplished in silence, and behold, is that the word equal to chaff that is cancer? Who sees you inside this work? Oh, so eats up itself, accomplishes its own end, nourishes the worker, leaves no seed, is perfected itself. Little children, love one another. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. The way to succeed. Phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, one for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset, when earth life fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with blazing light to replace the sun of night. We praise unto and give homage to our Lord. To him be then sacrifices. The first day burned for all things, the scheme of incarnation.
Congratulations. Yeah, thank you very much. We're super excited about that. When I read the idea,
The phoenix had the bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with natural light. He prays unto and gives homage to who he then sacrifices. The first cake burnt illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix had a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with natural light. He prays unto and gives homage to Rahaku to him. He then sacrifices the first cake burnt, illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to be the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix. The phoenix hath a bell for sound, fire for sight, a knife for touch, 2 cakes, 1 for taste, the other for smell. He standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and gives homage to Rahaku. To him he then sacrifices the first cake burnt illustrates a prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and eaten illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free, unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer and born again, the phoenix.
He standeth before the altar of the universe, and sun and set when earth light fades. He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light. He prays unto and give homage to Rahu. To him he then sacrificed. The first cake burnt illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mixed with his life's blood and heat illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free. Unconditioned, the absolute, burning up the flame of his prayer. And born again, the phoenix.
So we know that it's bullshit. The problem is that we don't have a media that's willing to call them out on it, right? That's the problem, right? Like I don't want to debate Venezuela. That's not what we're here to do. But it's highlighting the issue, which is the new media is not calling out the president or the administration for their lie that it is narco-terrorism that we are going after in Venezuela, right? Pretty much anybody who's being honest that I've heard is willing to admit that's the case, including you and some of the other people up here, right? I actually, you know what I mean? Like it's the disingenuous people who come up here and try to sell us the bullshit. But we need a media, right? A lot of media that is willing to say that. Okay? Because we don't have that.
Standeth before the altar of the universe at sunset when earth light fades.
He summons the universe and crowns it with magic light to replace the sun of natural light.
He prays unto and give homage to Rahu.
To him he did sacrifices.
The first cake burned illustrates the prophet drawn from the scheme of incarnation. The second mix with his life's blood and healing illustrates the use of the lower life to feed the higher life. He then takes the oath and becomes free.
Unconditioned, the absolute,
Burning up the flame of his prayer. Born again, the phoenix.
Which is the declaration of war for anybody who's going to study geopolitics. What I was going to put now is that Venezuela decided to take 85% of their oil to China, and it started using the yuan currency as opposed to the dollar. And that is a declaration of war. This is just the reality of how the world works. You might not like it, you might not like it, that's just the reality. Yeah, I don't agree with what you think about what they're doing in terms of oil currency for transparency, but I don't think that has a declaration of war. I think that that's great. I'm all that we're saying that that's the result. It's the equivalent of the Cold War, because that's what the U.S. wants to do, is to dictate like this whether overtly or
which has the world's second or third largest oil supplies when you combine oil sands. When you look at Canadian resources.
So again, it's interesting. It's derailing. I'm sorry.
We're going to do our own
this is derailing from the topic, and I want to bring it back into the media crash out. So again, we can have this discussion another day. Much appreciated. Let's go to Coyote or have something about the media?
About the oil.
Okay, I don't want to continue. I don't want to keep this on what we're talking about tonight. Sorry. Go ahead, Colonel.
Yeah, Billy, sorry for the delay there. Hey, it kind of came to me because I think you just said that Elon just reposted that Nick is a Fed. Like, was that a repost? Did that just happen? Okay.
He commented a couple hours ago.
There you go. Okay, so now what we're seeing, I think, is starting to make sense, right? I have listened to Nick, not like I don't watch his podcast or anything, but you can't miss him because I watch a lot of stuff, right? So I come across his stuff all the time, and he is very open to the idea of JD Vance, and JD Vance's big sponsor is who? We talked about this. His name is Peter what? Thiel, right? So I think what we're actually looking at here is a war between Peter Thiel and Elon Musk. And so if you look at it and you kind of step back and you go, why the hell is Nick acting the way that he is? Because JD Vance and Peter Thiel, and I like JD, and Peter Thiel is creepy, like he's trying to bring in the satanic AI, kind of thing. But I think that's what Nick is doing. I think he's hedging his bets here for the future. Like, I think that's what that young kid, with a ridiculous following and everything he's doing, is actually doing there. So I'm thinking that's where we are. I think we're it's like, and both of them.
That doesn't make any sense because it doesn't make any sense because Elon can't be president.
No. I'm saying Trump is both. Elon went on, and you certainly aren't telling me that Elon.
Okay, no, that's right. I get what you're saying. That Nick's selling out to the establishment because he's hedging his bet for the future.
And he's doing it for. And there's factions here, right? So you have Elon's faction, which is that's the one I've kind of bought into, and it's ridiculous to us, this narrative, and we're looking at the Thiel. JD Vance thing that's happening, which seems unnatural now and creepy. So anyway,
and it kind of came together.
And it kind of came together. So anyway, that's what I want to say. Thanks for letting me up. See you.
Yeah, thank you, Colonel. Go ahead, John.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Elon's tweet about he's a Fed. Then there's a post by Santron that says that Nick Fuentes knew Ali Alexander was grooming young boys well before victims went public. And so I've been using social audio chat apps for years. I've been using Clown House, Clubhouse, and Ali Alexander used to hold open court there with Andrew Meyer and other individuals. I don't know about the Peter Thiel feud between him and Elon. I'm not a Peter Thiel fan. I'm a former IRS employee at the Treasury Department, and I used to walk around and tour buildings with the commissioner of the IRS, and he's a former tax attorney. And he was pushing Palantir on all the attorneys at the IRS, as well as saying that he wants to see mom and pops be destroyed in courts. I'm not a whistleblower. I'm just telling you that people's psychology sucks. But also this daily feud between Candace and Nick and Milo and all these talking head puppets who to me sound like they're hyperverbal compulsive thinkers and speakers and delusional and just creating clickbait nonstop. And then Tim Pool says his show, he's pulling every day in every way. These social media influencers are doing the same clickbait news cycle bullshit on us, and they're part of the schmuck psyop. These stupid politicians are more worried about tariffs than our property taxes, income taxes. So I'm very upset that we live in clown world. And when I think about all the problems internationally, but then I think about the people that we live with here in America and just how brainwashed they are and how weak and pathetic and clownish and stupid and how they live in la la land, delusional land. We're 39 trillion in debt, 100 trillion in unfunded debt. So we have major financial problems. And the fact that the State Department every month is sending $7 billion overseas to the King of Jordan, to the President of Egypt, it's not just our citizens, it's the fucking government still. This is why we voted Trump, to hopefully have change. And every president keeps pulling the fucking rug on us. And so it's just very upsetting to see that we can't have fiscal conservatism or a balanced budget or a reduction in spending, paying down the debt, or have some type of change to this skim operation. It's resembling very much like a mafia operation. And maybe that's what governments are, and maybe that's what we are. But it's just upsetting to recognize it and realize that if we invade Venezuela and spend hundreds of billions of dollars in some kind of new regime change operation, I don't know. I mean, is this just a mafia-run organ? Is it the federal mafia? Because that's what Peter Schiff and Erwin Schiff, his father, put out, the Federal Mafia book. I'm just saying, I'm trying to run for Congress, and I'm running against the AIPAC candidate that has $10 million in the bank, and he's pushing FIFA on his constituents. His constituents don't give a fuck about soccer. His constituents care about property taxes, income taxes, and Pritzker here in Illinois, and abortions and transgender reassignment surgery. So I don't know what our leaders are leading, and they're not really educating us or leading us in any type of patriotic, nationalistic, intelligent way. We are the ultimate suckers, it appears. Thank you for letting me rant. I am complete.
All right. Thank you for that. Good rant. Good luck with your candidacy over there in Illinois. Sounds to be pretty based. I don't know what your policy. I can get an idea of what your policy positions are, but good luck. And
I would guess he likes Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah,
I liked her resignation letter, and I don't know if anybody read it, but I read it. It's excellent, and everybody should read her resignation letter. And
I read it. It was based as fuck.
Yeah, it was extremely based, and it's very patriotic and American.
She took power, and it's so hard to get it, and then she quit. That's the problem.
I mean, when it's threatening your kids, and the president is. So now we're not going to have that debate in here either.
No, not that debate.
I'm not going to have this debate in here either.
No, there's no debate. The guy that just spoke, I wanted to help him out with one thing. They said that
you're addressing what he said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We're supposed to be talking about the media, right? You guys keep wanting to
Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. I'm talking about that. So. The thing about the soccer's weird, bro, and I know what you're talking about, but Trump, he has all the fucking trophies. It's in his Oval Office and stuff, but it leads it to the drones. Here, I'll send you some on that. And they have also that, what is it called? That is David still in here? The AZAC or whatever pack? They have a different pack that's not that kind of pack. I'll send you that as well. But the thing is, Diligent, with remember when Elon put that out about Trump? Everybody went in defense mode, but he fucking put out some wild shit on him or whatever, and people started defending him, defending it. And also, when Elon did this last time to Nick, he hid his reply. I don't know if y'all knew that or whatever. He got community noted for that shit, but he fucking hid his reply. But I'm questioning. I can't wait to hear some of the MAGA crazy MAGA base what they have to say about that, because they were sure defending Trump against Elon, but now it's like, let's throw down on Fuentes or whatever. Because Elon wouldn't know if he's a Fed though. Probably is. They're all fucking Feds, bro. What are we doing? They're all Feds. All these people.
Well, everybody's lawyers. They're not just Feds. It turns out that in life, it's the lawyers that control banks. They control even doctors with lawsuits. So the guy that I'm running against, not many people here have probably ever run for office, but the whole scam starts with petitions and objections. You go before your state election board, and lawyers literally get out any viable candidate who has any real change in them, and the scam starts there. So I have filed challenges, objections, motions. Nothing gets heard. And it's a total double standard. And to me, it's election fraud and voter fraud. But I would love for Diligent to expose how corrupt elections are and how difficult it is to change congressional seats because of challenges, objections, and these judges and lawyers that control it all. It's a real racket. I'm not O'Keefe, but I took my phone in. I recorded as much as I could. I live streamed the courts. And to me, what I have is evidence of election fraud. I'm just a little nobody in Chicago running for Congress like everybody else. But I'm telling you that the system is so rigged and so cooked from the very inception with petitions and redistricting and numbers of signatures. It is so hard to create change. I don't know what our Constitution is. We live in a society of lawyers. It's sickening, but it is a world of words and letters. And the pen is mightier than the sword, but it's a racket. And life is one huge racket, unfortunately.
It's an ACA pass. I'm sending it to you now. Unless we remove big money from politics, I don't foresee much change coming. This was confirmed. I'm going to throw it up in the Jumbotron because it's relevant. It's been confirmed. Well, Adam the Angler, a veteran, called, and this was sent to me earlier, but I couldn't confirm it, that who he was talking to on the phone, but he sent me the phone numbers. It's up in the Jumbotron. Adam the Angler, and good job, Adam. Adam the Angler called the sheriff's office in Tim Pool's county, and they could not confirm or had no record of Tim Pool making a police report about a shooting at his house this weekend. They said the last shooting was in some adjacent town, and it was a murder. And it was weeks ago. So, you want to get it here, Diligent? He's from my neck of the woods. Yeah, it's up in the Jumbotron, you guys. But he actually calls them on and good job. That's citizen journalism. He actually called them on the video live. And had called the police and the sheriffs and waited for them to call back. And sure enough, no record of shooting. I'm sure he's going to say, well, we talked to the FBI. I'm sure it's... he's the one where they came to and knocked on the door or whatever for him making a comment. Maybe the chickens. Maybe the chickens called. And so that's why, they're confused. Maybe it was the chicken coop. That's really where the call came from, and they're just confused as to who and where the call came from. Maybe that's what it is.
Is this Tim Pool you're talking about, Diligent?
Just about.
So isn't it amazing though that Tim Pool?
Yes, Tim Pool, bro. Okay,
he's the guy that was caught taking money, right, from the Russians or something.
I disavow. Not according to, let's just say, hypothetically, that did happen, and then somehow miraculously he avoided any implication in that. Well, if he starts shilling for the government, is it possible that he could have gotten a deal to push narrative? Right? Like it's, you make it make sense. And then I think it's interesting that right as his numbers are tanking, and they were, right, that he, this so-called shooting happens that is, we've triggered tweet news on X. He's now requesting we're going to bring him up. I've invoked the name of Timmy Pool. I want to hear what he says.
So his name, is it small? Because is it small letter Pool we're talking about? There's a thing in the
okay, Timmy's Juicy Smouillet, is this French actor who, an African-American gay French actor, right, who lived in the suburbs of Chicago. And, it was a couple of years ago, and he was going to the store. He was walking to the store in his hometown at like 2 a.m., and in the middle of winter when it was like 14 degrees. And he got accosted. He was jumped. He was jumped by a couple of white men in MAGA hats who called him all kinds of names and put a noose on his neck and poured bleach onto him.
screamed, "This is MAGA country," and then ran off into the night and disappeared. And so, you know, a lot of people didn't buy the narrative from him. They weren't, you know, all of the media, the legacy media, and all of Hollywood, they were all up in arms and outraged, and justice for Juicy. The hashtags were all over Twitter and X. And it turned out if you interrupt me again, I'm gonna have to drop it down because you keep doing that in my rants. Okay? It turned out that, God damn it, I hate when you do that. It turned out that it was a fraud. Two like actual Africans, like Nigerians, were paid to do it. He even went to jail for it because it was for falsely reporting a crime, right? And so when I say Timmy Smollett, right, it is a play on that story, right? That it just happened to be, you know, right at a convenient political time and career time for Timmy. He has this shooting. And you know what? I wasn't immediately skeptical of it until I read his first post. His first post was like, there was a shooting out at her house, yada, yada, yada. But then there was this little bit of virtue signaling, or not a little bit, there was virtue signaling in the post where it was like, because this happens when you speak out against evil, right? And that's where I'm like, oh, you're fucking gay, right? Okay. Like, not really gay, but faking gay. You know what I mean? I was like, this is faking gay. And so then I called out the fact that it was faking gay. And, you know, I mean, obviously it got some traction because he addressed it for about an hour today on his podcast. And it's still not any more believable. He landed on my chicken coop. You can tell from the reactions of my chickens that there was a gunfire. So he had no evidence or receipts to back up his claim, other than he's hoping somebody was recording the live stream in his chicken coop so they could come forth with the evidence that the chickens all moved at the same time, and that is how we would know there was a gunshot. And that was, you know, so after weeks of vilifying Candace Owens as a conspiracy theorist and for spreading misinformation and not bringing receipts, he comes up with this story of being shot at, and turns out he wasn't there, right? He's like, he didn't say that when he first virtue signaled. He didn't say he wasn't there. Like, all of these other fucking extraneous details emerged later over the next few days, which, why would it take that long? You know what I mean? And so we've been clowning him, and I would say rightfully so, and it just keeps getting better. So, Clinton, does that make sense? Does that make sense?
In fact, you piqued my interest, so now I'm gonna step up.
This is all on my timeline. This is all on my timeline. It's all the Jumbotron.
No, I want to go listen to the podcast now with him ranting about it.
And it was 2 o'clock in the morning, just like the Smollett case, and he wasn't home. But Intelligent, can you play that clip since it's relevant for this space?
Which clip?
This guy, the one that posted about calling the sheriffs.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Let me do it now. All right. Well, first, we'll listen to Timmy, and then we'll listen to the guy. How about that? I think that's fair. All right. Let me just. All right. Here's Tim.
Incident, we were out, and I got a message just around 1 a.m. And it was vague and nondescript. Just there was an incident. We need to talk with your team, and then we started getting the details trickling in that a car had been lurking or something to that effect, and a shot was fired. We now know that it was 3 shots that were fired. We don't know exactly what or why. And we are desperately trying to rationalize, maybe it's just random.
somebody was driving down the road in the middle of nowhere in the country and decided to slowly approach our property and then fire several rounds, just for no reason, for fun, perhaps. At this time, for security reasons, I got these people screaming, release the footage. And the concern we have is obvious. To then show everyone where we put our cameras, that's not gonna happen. And that's the honest truth. That's why I tweeted out, if anybody had been archiving the Chicken City live stream, it's inside of our chicken coop. It doesn't reveal. It's designed specifically not to expose
Chicken City live stream.
the property, the location, or anything like this. And you would have seen the reaction from the chickens. I know it sounds a little bit silly, but... And so where's it? Riling up their audience, preparing for shows, people who don't like me, for whatever reason, saying that we're lying, making things up, none of this can be true. Charlie Kirk is dead. A couple months ago.
Charlie Kirk is dead.
We have a suspect. We don't know exactly what happened. There are many questions around how it all went down, what makes sense and what doesn't. We're an organization that's rallying young...
Yeah, so that's Tim telling you that the chicken coop, he's looking for footage of his chicken coop right now. All this is up in the Jumbotron again. Let me do the video of the guy now, making the call to find out.
Hello? Yeah, this is Adam. Are you calling from? I'm sorry. Oh, hi. Oh, wait, you're with the Harper's Ferry Police, not the Sheriff's Office? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you can answer my question. Did the dispatcher relay what I was asking about? Yeah, that came out, I guess, that somebody's house was shot up or something. So, December 6th. Yeah, so, Tim Pool, who's a large influencer, he put out a post on X on December 6th, the morning of, around 8 a.m., saying that there was an alleged shooting that took place at his property, and it was just really weird. A lot of, half the audience thinks he's just trying to create some kind of a hoax to regain some attention. So I just wanted to call and just verify that if this even happened or not. This alleged, has he actually contacted you guys or not? I'm just trying to basically see if what he's saying has some kind of evidence or something backing it up, or that he just verify that he contacted you guys. The only issue I have is if you don't know the exact address, I can't tell you exactly if it has or hasn't happened, because the only thing I can do is look in the town of Harper's Ferry, which is very, very small. Yeah. And I looked back through our call logs, we had no active shootings or anything in the town of Harper's Ferry, but Harper's Ferry is huge. Okay. So you're only going to get the incorporated part of Harper's Ferry talking to me. The sheriff's office covers all of the rest of Harper's Ferry. Yeah. So depending on where he lives, then I can't give you a yes or no without knowing exactly where he lives. But I can tell you, if he lived in the corporation of Harper's Ferry, we have not had any shootings. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what his address is. I have a feeling it's not going to be easy to find. I know he was doxxed before, but I have a feeling it could have been scrubbed. I'll try to see if I can find it, the address. Can you tell me, have you even had any alleged shootings on the early morning of December 6th? We have not in the town of Harper's Ferry, but I can't speak for the sheriff's department. You have to talk to them. Okay. Hello? Yeah, hi. So my name is Adam. I go by Adam the Angler online. I run a very small content creator, accounts on X and YouTube and whatnot. Tim Pool had put out a post on X on December 6th around 8 a.m. saying that there was a shooting that took place at his compound, I guess, his residence / business. I have a possible address that it's not 100%, but I just wanted to call and just verify that he has contacted you guys, like he said, because something about this just doesn't add up to me. So yeah, I just wanted to see if he's being honest or not, basically. Okay, yeah, no one like would have been hurt necessarily. He said it is posed that it happened around 1 a.m. on the 6th of December, saying that someone approached his property and allegedly fired 3 shots. But then he said that, what's that? What's his name? Tim Pool. He's like a fairly large content creator. He covers a lot of like geopolitics and whatnot. And so I believe he lives within your jurisdiction, as far as I can tell. So I just.
Emotional that they want to separate, but they can't.
I'm sorry, what? Say that again? You said what report was he?
I didn't actually go around with her.
Okay. I appreciate that. We'll see if he produces something more on this alleged shooting. Because he's literally put nothing out other than saying there was a shooting and that he was in contact with police. And I've called you guys, you haven't heard of anything. And I even just talked to an officer with the Harvest Ferry PD and the incorporated city part or town part, and they said they didn't have one either. So I'm starting to lean towards this might be a hoax, but I'll try to keep an eye on it and see if he posts anything new. But anyways, thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it. All right, thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
That's crazy to hear. That's like wow. Surely there's an explanation, right? I couldn't see. I don't know.
Maybe he called like the chicken police.
The way he can get it. Well, it sounded like, if I had to guess, right? If I had to guess, I bet you his security did call him and say, "We think that somebody shot at the property," right? And you might have trail cams or some kind of surveillance outside the property. It may not have been conclusive, and they ran with it anyways. So if I had to guess, and I'm being generous. Hold on. I know you're triggered. It's okay. If I had to guess, and I feel like I'm being generous there. It was just the whole, this is what happens when you speak on evil. Like that whole thing, dude, is where I was like, oh shit, this has got some really fake vibes to it. So, but I mean, it's just, listen, I feel like that the media is losing, the new media is losing credibility, and I saw Benny Johnson do it too. Right? It's this whole victimhood. It's virtue signaling. It's fucking virtue signaling. Benny Johnson's guy, the one that threatened him or whatever, that was months and months ago. He hasn't said shit about it, okay, until that Milo story happened the night before at Tim Pool's, right? We want you to think about this.
Okay, I'm going to restart this.